be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night. We bring the vibes here. We full of life, you keep the change, keep the change. They hate and say we went and changed. I say the same, you must be blinded by the lights. You must be blinded by the lights, lights. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh.
You must be blinded by the lights. What it do, what it do? It's your boy Junes coming to you guys live, representing that ROD, Repent or Die podcast. Give a round of applause for that. Yeah. You must be blinded by the lights. But we ain't here, y'all. We ain't here. It's a beautiful Monday night. It was great. It was gorgeous outside. Got a chance to do my 2-mile run today. Chopped it up with one of my brothers from another mother. You know, we gonna ride this way together forever. You heard? Shout out to my son Slug, man. Get one for my son Slug. But tonight, I was gonna come out and talk about the takeover and the infiltration of the quote unquote black community, but something took place this morning, and I just felt like it was on my spirit to touch on it. And what it is called the domestic violence that seems to be on an uprise within the quote unquote community of people of color. And it's something that's very, very serious, and also something that we as people need to speak on, because the system is designed to separate and destroy the family. We got to understand these things off the gate. You understand? So not knowing these things cause problems. You understand? Excuse me. Let me fix this mic for y'all for a minute. Give me a second. So, talking about domestic violence. And a lot of people don't understand that domestic violence, especially in today's times, is something that you don't want to have on your record. Having type of things on your record is bad for you if you seeking employment. It's bad for you if you seeking to join any type of organization that's pertaining to helping women. You understand? Like, you won't be able to work in a shelter. You won't be able to just help females going through their trials and tribulations because you unprofessional or don't have the qualifications to handle women when women takes you to that next level. And I could go off from scriptures and tell you what the scripture says, what the Bible tells you, but I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because it's time for brothers to take that word of God and seek that for your own salvation, for your own trembling. But what I am going to tell you is that women are the weaker vessels. And this domestic abuse thing, domestic violence, domestic anything, is at an all-time high within our community because, like I said before, if you didn't watch my YouTube when I put the lack of reading the Bible have caused men to be betas and not alphas, this is part of the situation. This is part of what I'm talking about, this right here. This high rise of domestic violence is because a lot of men are too emotional. A lot of men lack confidence. A lot of men allow things to irritate them and make dudes do things they're going to regret at the end. And let me make this clear. There is grimy women. There are women that do things to make you take that path. Sometimes a woman may want to stab you. You got to defend yourself. As a human being, you got to defend yourself. But you also got to remember that the system is designed to hear the female side first before they hear yours. Because in society, in all reality, we are the men. We the strong suits. We are able to overpower a female if need be. You understand? But I don't want to digress on what I'm trying to tell you guys. The problem that we having right now with this whole domestic violence is there's too much beta men. Like I said, it's in their emotions. You can't be emotional in a relationship. That's for the women. You have to be a logical, thinking, fair-souled, solid individual. You got to stand on your square. And your square that you stand on has to come with the moralities and principles of a man. You have to stand on respect. You have to stand on trust. You got to stand on support. That woman has to understand your role and your position. I tell my lady this all the time. I'm not here to be your enemy. I'm not here to go back and forth with you with something that you don't understand or something you trying to make me understand. And there's a time and place for everything. We can always have a dialogue, but you can't force a dialogue knowing that the dialogue was instituted of anger. It came about because you was mad at me. Your frustration about whatever took place, and now that you're mad, and now that I'm mad, you want to take the opportunity to have a dialogue on something or put your point across and make me see something with my mind or whoever mind is not ready to hear that. It comes down to a level of respect. Us as men, we got to sit down on our squares and stand on these moral grounds. The moral grounds is, like I said, is the respect, the truth, love, honesty, and understand that, look, I'm the man of the ship right here. A lot of rises with this domestic is a lot of men is turning into betas, and society is forcing sisters to be alphas. And with that comes friction, because the confusion and the order that the Most High has put in place on this earth is being configured. And when it's being configured, it creates confusion. And the confusion always leads to problems. And this is what we having right now. We having situations where brothers don't feel comfortable with the position that they're in. And I know the system is designed for us to be at the bottom, but at the same time, there's still ways to generate and create and provide and lead. You don't have to be the breadwinner to be a leader of your house. You don't have to. But a woman also got to understand that, listen, look, I know that I'm X, Y, and Z here. But I know that I trust you with the finances. I trust you with the leadership. I trust you with the might and the honor to allow you to take the fold and do what you need to do to guide us to where we need to be guided. But a lot of this is not happening because the word of God is no longer in our hearts, it's no longer in our homes. And as you can see, like I said, this domestic violence is at an all-time high within the black community. A lot of brothers is getting arrested and being convicted of domestic abuse. And I beg brothers all the time. I said, listen, you cannot allow the woman to get you to the point where you need to put your hands on her. And I was speaking to my bro, and my bro said, listen, I'm all for what you're saying, but sometimes these women needs to get slapped as a reminder to let them know, like, yo, you over here talking to me like you a man, like you want to get busy. I'm like, yo, bro, I hear you, but that's not the route to take. That's not the route to take. Think about what you jeopardizing. You jeopardizing your relationship. You jeopardizing your trust within her. What happens if you hit her and she eats that? And she wants more. Now what? Now you got a loose cannon on your hands. Once you get a loose cannon, the relationship is never going to be the same again. Period. Never. But that's neither here nor there. It just hurts me because, my man just literally just got home for being in that situation. And, I told him, like, yo, you got to leave shorty alone, bro. No matter how much it hurts, have to intervene in a relationship or a foundation that you guys have created, it's not worth it anymore. Period. So this what led me to decide, I need to come out and speak about this, because domestic violence is something that's very serious and it's overshadowed. It's put to the back burner. But they always see it as it's the men. It's, oh, you the man, oh, you the woman beater. But a lot of times they fail to see that it also gets triggered by the women. Women are also, antagonizers. They antagonize the situation. They put the fuel in the fire. A lot of females do that. And it's time for females, we gotta stop that. What are we teaching our children? Because a lot of domestic violence take place in front of children. What are we teaching our children? Are we teaching our sons that it's okay to go upside a woman's head? And are we teaching our daughters to be accepted and be allowed to have a man put his hands on her? What are we teaching them? Because the order of the house is not in place. It's not in place. This is the point when I say, ladies, you have to be submissive unto your man. If you love somebody and you saying that you love somebody, you can't be the one when your husband is upset. You can't be the one to turn it up a notch. You have to be the balance. Even if the situation is with you, you have to be the balance. You have to diffuse it. And likewise with men. If you with a woman and she's a hot-tempered individual, you can't match that energy by you being hot-tempered. Somebody gotta put the cold water on the situation before it escalates and it gets to where it gets to. And like I said, you bringing authority inside of a foundation that you guys have created, that foundation is no more. It no longer exists. You put a man on child support, that foundation, that love, that respect no longer exists. No longer. Why? Because what you think you're doing? What you think you're creating by using the system? And the reason why I'm on this subject is because when I heard the story, it's like, it's like, look, he's right here. He's right there. And you having these individuals come into your house and arrest you in front of your children. Then what? And I could speak on it because I was a part of that one time. I'm not gonna lie. Before I knew about the Most High and all that, I was suffering like everybody else. I thought it was normal. I come from the streets. I dealt with the pimps, and you get these information, you get the intels, and you like, nah, you gotta put a woman in her place. Nah. But when you get older and you start reading the scriptures, you start to understand that women are the weaker vessels. A woman can't physically hurt you, psychologically break you down. Your job is to stand 10 toes. Like, if she be like, oh, that's why you a bum. If you know you're not a bum, you can't let that bother you. Oh, that's why you ain't got no money. But you get food to eat every day. Like, certain things, you just can't let it bother you. If you allow these things and you give any indication of things that irritate you, she keeps that in her arsenal. So when situations occur, she's hurt. No matter what the circumstances is, she's hurt, she's annoyed. So she must defend herself in the way that she can. And females are very cunning with the words. They listen. They know how to shoot their shot with them words. They know how to buck their guns with them words. They do. But as a man, bro, as a man, you can't allow those things to, how can you say, you can't allow these things to get you out of your position, to get you out of your space of peace, of power. You guys have power. You can't get into somebody's level to prove a point. Mayweather, that's sitting on how much money he's sitting on, is not gonna argue with somebody that has $10 to their name. We on two different levels. I can't scoop down to your level to get my point across. If you don't get that, then it's just not meant to be. And if you with a woman and she takes it to that point, then it's just not meant to be, bro. It's just not meant to be. You should never have to get to the point where you want to put your hands on a woman. And a woman should never want a man to get to the point where he wants to fight his woman. That's ridiculous. And it's just at an all-time high. You see dudes on YouTube, Instagram, arguing with women, fighting with women. I'm talking about like knuckling up, punching them in their face. Like, what up? Shoot me the field. Like, with women. And 9 out of 10 times, these dudes that be doing that can't even fight a man. And it's crazy that it is gotten here. But we gotta fix that, y'all. Because what are we teaching these next generation that's coming up? It's bad that this generation don't even have nobody to look up to. This generation that's coming up is looking up to beta men that have no morals, no principles, and dudes that carry that moral, principle, respect, and honor, and loyalty. These dudes are put in the back burners. All you seeing on TV is the square buckets. Dudes that's walking around with purses and dresses and tight pants and a whole bunch of fake jewelry and a bag full of money showing off, tattooed all over their body. These are the people that our generation is being forced to look up to. These dudes is making music, disrespecting women, talking about all I want to do is slap this, slap that. I could care less for a chick. Women love music like that. These young boys is listening to music like that. And now what? What are we doing? What are we doing? These are the questions these are the things that's corrupting our community, corrupting the youth. And we're not making it any better by the same youth that listen to that same type of music is in their household seeing their father, stepdad, stepmother, etc. over here fighting. I'm fighting you. I'm putting my hands on you. I'm letting you know, yeah, you just a regular nigger in these streets, and I'm gonna make an example of you. Vice versa. That's from the male and female perspective. Then you get these pigs paperwork. Now the pigs is in your house. The pigs got paperwork. The paperwork is in. You're in the system. We got those that don't press charges, and then we got those that do press charges. Then what? Now you living the rest of your life with a charge like that. A charge like that is just as bad as having a hate crime. It's just as bad as having a hate crime towards the LGBTQ or the Khazars. You know, those that's claiming to be the Jews. You anti-Semitic. You understand? Like, we gotta understand, like, it's bad enough the system is against us, people of color, and you do things to allow them to intervene in your space. Like, certain things we don't have control over. I don't have control over a racist cop. I don't have control of how police can patrol the communities and who's having a bad day and who's just out to just try to put harm on people of color. I don't have control of that. But what I do have control over, I have control of having peace in my house and not allowing these individuals to have any opportunity to get into my house. And it shouldn't be done. It shouldn't be done. Women should not be over here trying to fight a man like she's a man and want to do X, Y, and Z. This should not be taking place. And that's vice versa for men as well. You know? And I came from that. I came from that toxic lifestyle, that toxic behavior. That joint was stressful. It was draining. And I had to check myself at the door. Like, is this person worth me losing everything that I have built? My home, my lifestyle, my happiness, my access to my children? Is this person worth me losing all of that just to prove a point? Just to let her know that you're not going to talk to me like that? If a woman gets you to that point, it's time for you to leave. Vice versa. If a man gets you to that point where you feel like you want to fight with him, it's time for you to leave. And our biggest problem is we want to play macho, but don't want to take what comes with being macho. All right, I'm going to play macho, but just know that your actions come with a repercussion. You want to take it there, just know you could end up being single for the rest of your life. Are you willing to do that? A lot of people was like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. I can move on. And then the person moves on and you over here calling back and sending texts on how much you miss them and you wish things would work. No. Doesn't work that way. How it works is you get yourself in a relationship, you build that relationship, and you create a foundation in that relationship. In that relationship, the first foundation needs to have God in it. You have to have God's morals, principles. Basically, you must have the Bible within the relationship. If y'all ain't believing in God, or she believes in something and you believe in something else, automatically there's a confliction. It's not gonna work. And now, if you believe in God and she believes in God, but you have more understanding, if she's willing to listen and learn, this is something that can be built on. But if you're already not even seeing eye to eye on the basics, then that's already a sign like this is not gonna work. If the woman is if a woman comes into a relationship and she shows lack of respect, that's not gonna work. If she feels like she has to do it all and she wants to be in control, that's not gonna work. And a lot of females come into relationships with that mentality because, like I said, this world has created nothing but beta men. Men are no longer alphas. Dudes is betas. And the dudes that's betas are allowing women to walk all over them. And the dudes that think that they betas, they're not betas. They just in a better situation because of financial status. Money doesn't make you an alpha. An alpha is something that's in the mind. You don't need money for you to feel like you the sugar honey iced tea. You don't need money for that. You being confident within yourself. You not being submissive to the foolishness. You not just, your head doesn't churn when you see ass. Excuse me. Your ass don't churn when it sees ass. These are the things that could make you an alpha. And women knows when an alpha is in the presence. Women play the game just like we play it, especially in today's time. Women are no longer assertive and secretive and keep themselves preserved for the right one. She sees something she like, she's gonna let her presence be known. Whether she might walk with an extra to her step, or she might look at you and shake her head. She's gonna do something to let you know, like, look, I'm interested. Look at me. She's gonna do something to grab that attention. But an alpha's vision is always tunnel vision. And the real woman is when she come, she gonna know. He's gonna know. Yeah, that's the one right there. I like this right here. And an alpha doesn't want the woman that society perceives to be a woman. I don't want the woman with the big ass and the Louis bags and all. Nah, that's a beta woman. That's a woman that follows suit. I want that woman that's preserved, that does her dizzy, that does her numbers but keep it low. She's invested into things but keep it low. That's that woman that an alpha needs. And when you have that, you gotta continue keeping that. And the only way you're gonna keep that is continue keeping in your position. Being an alpha, no matter the situation. You become a beta. These women's gonna say, see you later, alligator. Off that. And because of this high rise of beta men, society making these dudes so emotional, we over here arguing with women. I never seen this before. Women back in the days didn't even have it in them to even argue with a man, because they just knew their position. Like, I'm gonna talk to him. And the man be like, yo, woman, I'm out of here. She gotta call her friend, her sister, or somebody to go cry her shoulders. Oh, like, baby, he won't listen to me. I don't know what's going on. I think he cheated me. He don't love me. He X, Y, Z. Now we got girls that's all up in the dude's face, and the dude is all in his space, and yo, what do do? Nah. I remember when I was like that. All the person's all in your face, you yelling, you fussing, you cursing, you doing X, Y, and Z. And then when it's all said and done, you sitting back like, damn, I did all of this for what? I made all of this commotion to get what out of it? What? For some sex? For some makeup sex? This is what we doing? It's trash. It's trash. It's trash. And once you give the green light to it, it's always going to be there now. You give acceptance to something that you know is not right, it's always going to be there now. You know, a relationship is based on love, communication, trust, and respect. If any one of those situations is tainted, the relationship is no more. And if you get to the point where you have to fight with a person, then that person no longer have respect for you. If I gotta put my hands on you, or the woman feels like she wanna talk to you like you like you a chick in the street, or some dude in the street, and I could care less on how you feel, it's go time, the respect is gone. Somebody gotta make that decision to just call it quits. Like I told my mans, I was like, yo, your freedom is more important than some cheeks. He was like, yo, you know, it's my son though. I said, listen, you could have a son, but if you're not around to raise him, then what's the purpose? If you getting arrested for domestic abuse and you end up going to jail and doing time, let me tell you something, even in jail, like, dudes don't respect that. Like, because you already know, majority of people that's in jail are the alpha males. You know, ain't too much betas in jail. The betas do Debaters end up getting killed before they go to jail. It's the truth. So you coming into jail, yeah, he in here for domestic abuse, or he's in here for child molestation, or he's in here for rape. Those three things, you get served. You get served. I'm telling you. You know, I got family that you know what I'm saying, that give me the 311 all the time. Like, yo, joint serious. And that's why I'm here right now telling dudes, like, yo, it's not that serious. Your freedom is more important than getting your point across for some poom poom that God created millions and billions of. I'm not doing that. I'm standing on this square. And if you want to tangle with me, you must respect this square. And don't ever try to get me out this square. Because the minute that you do, this relationship is over. And brothers and sisters need to wake up. I could go deeper, but that's for another episode. Maybe I'll do a part 2. But what I am gonna tell you, it's not worth it. That's going to both parties. It's not worth it. And a lot of you men need to be a woman wisely, man. If you with a woman and she's on her 4th baby daddy, bro, if none of those men stuck around, you need to ask yourself, what's going on? And a lot of you men, you gotta do better. We are over here cuffing too much things that doesn't need to be cuffed. A lot of these females, I'm sorry, is lost into the matrix. They have taken an overdose of that blue pill, and it's okay. May the Father have mercy on you, and if He wakes you up and brings you back to Him, and you get out of, you go to rehab, and you know what I'm saying, and you take this blue pill out your bloodstream, you know what I'm saying, you go to withdrawal, you know, may the Father do His dizzy, and I'm all for you. But for the men, listen, gotta choose wisely, bro. There's too much beautiful women out here, too much fishes in the sea for you to having to keep it G and put your ass in the penitentiary. You see where that rhymes? Because it's meant to go together. There's too much chicken out here, playboy. You can't be out here swimming, out here chasing ducks, knowing that you deserve a salmon. You can't chase the ducky. Leave Scrooge McDuck alone. Leave it alone. That's not the one you need next to the throne. And vice versa to you women. You gotta change your mentality. You gotta change it. Because it's not working. Whatever society is promoting for the people of color, it is not working. And it's time for us to go back to the regular foundation. We gotta go back to it, man. Gotta go back to it, y'all. Because it's not working. Choose your spouse wisely. Nobody is worth having a domestic violence record on their papers for the rest of their lives. Not for no cheeks, not for no beef. It's best to be sleep in peace than have beef. I'm sorry, but that's neither here nor there. So maybe tomorrow I'll touch base on the whole the takeover of the black community, the infiltration of the community of people of color. May touch base on that. You know, I already had everything written down, but this domestic thing is just getting out of hand. This is not the first information I had about this, not the first phone call. It's just too much. And we as men, it's bad enough the system is already against us, and we're allowing these things to transpire to destroy us even quicker, and allowing these people to infiltrate your homes. You know, and not even before I get off, you know, if you get caught with a domestic abuse and a child is present, you know ACS could take away the children. Y'all didn't know that. The worst thing anybody could do, people of color, is have your child in that system. The worst thing you could do. Because when you have your child in that system, your child, you must oblige by anything that the system says. They say, yo, it's mandatory vaccines for these COVID. Guess what? Your child gotta get it. Ain't no around the bush. That's no longer your child. Think about that. And that's your boy Jones, man. You know, coming to you guys with another fire episode, another fire topic. I got the merchandise on the way. I just got the sample of the sweaters, looking fire. You might see me have it on for Sabbath Talk, you know, start promoting the brand. You know how we do it. It's takeover season, man. I'm telling y'all, your boys out here working. Y'all thinking I'm just sitting behind the mic and talking my talk. Nah, I'm working. Summertime's around the corner. I'm about to sit down with my son B.O. and figure out about this basketball camp, this basketball league, and get it started, man. And for those that's listening, you got family, you got children that want to play ball and want to get down, send me an email, you know. Holla at me on repenter.podcast.net. Shoot me your information. We'll chop it up. So we gonna get it, get it on and popping. But it's your boy June representing that ROD, man. Round of applause for those. Yeah, man. Round of applause for that, man. But I hope y'all have a blessed one. Enjoy it. This will be up by tomorrow. Take care of that. I love y'all. Y'all stay peaced up. Stay G'd up from the feet up. Never rolling that weed up. And I'll see y'all when I see y'all, man. Peace.